None of them come off as happy.
They think that's normal. That's the thing. They think nobody's happy. That's what they think.
That's what they think. But what they don't understand is that they have blue hair, they're on prescription medication, they don't have children, they can't keep a relationship, and they're miserable. And all they do is tell the younger generations, like, you don't need a man, you don't have to have kids, your career matters, and you should fuck around with everybody you want to. And now listen, dude, don't get me wrong. As a guy who is a crippling sex addict and is doing real work on that.
He needed girls like you to have that.
Dude, every guy loves a chick who puts out. Every guy loves it. But listen, man. It's just like giving it up. If it's given away to everybody, it's not special. It's just the way it is. And
you know, women who sleep around, they're bipolar. Flat out. If you sleep around with too many men, you have too many men. Like, women absorb energy, guys give energy. So when women sleep around with a whole bunch of guys, they have a whole bunch of different energies within them, and they become bipolar. I mean, almost everyone who's going to listen to this podcast knows someone who's a hoe. And you're going to know that person is going to be bipolar. Now, I want you to think about this. If you sleep with too many men, M-E-N, you start having mental illness. Oh, there, guys.
Gary the numbers guy.
Well, it's also that, like, the one thing that we've done in our modern culture, and again, I could easily say it because I'm 50 now, I'm out of my prime like that, but it's like we really, and I'm a victim of it, we really took all the spiritual energy of sex. That it's not an energy transfer, that it's not a spiritual moment, and we've just made it into an event, just an activity. And it's a very spiritual moment, and we've taken all that out, and it's just everywhere now, and it's just like women have no clue. Just like I'm sorry, ladies, I'm just gonna say, like, a woman bragging about how much sex she's had is like a guy bragging about how much debt he's in. It's just
an example.
Nobody wants to hear it. Nothing's, unless it's this insane number that people are like, okay, tell me that story. Like Mike Tyson literally had a Broadway play talking about how broke he went. Like, because it was $400 million he lost. I want to hear that story. I don't want to hear from the guy who's like, dude, I'm $75,000 in debt. I don't need to hear that story.
We talking about like 1,000 dudes? You'll hear that story?
Like 10,000? Like, what is that story?
You know what's neat, though, is that the people who do still regard sex as spirituality are the people who are using it for darker reasons, you know? Like,
oh, that's a great point, too.
They still very much believe that there's a spiritual element.
It goes back to what Gary was saying.
And they believe in taking virgins.
Yeah.
Virgin blood is very, very special. You know, I'm going to tell you this. Witches, or people who are in Wicca and believe in that stuff, they personally believe that their power is strongest as long as they're virgins. So there are women out there, and again, in America, you know, we're talking about few and far in between. But when it comes down to it, there are women who are virgins, and a lot of their power comes from their virginity. That's why virgin has a V, and witch has a W, which is basically two V's.
Yep.
The English language is so powerful. I mean, there's a reason why English is all over the world, and again, it's called spelling for a reason. It really is.
Now, does numerology work in other languages as well, or is it?
Well, here's the thing. It started off with Greek, it went to Hebrew, and then it went to English. When it comes down to it, numerology, whatever the main system in the world is, whatever people are manifesting with their minds, that's what's going to be the main system. Like, for instance, yes, more people talk Mandarin than American. My American English, what am I talking about? But when it comes down to it, if you go to Beijing, the signs are in English. You go to Russia, the signs are in English. You go to Dubai, the signs are in English. Because English is the dominated language, because it's the one that's coded with numerology.